Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to be looking at Puffin Forest's Call of Cthulhu campaign, specifically Bound in Blood, his Halloween special. Now, Puffin has done a previous video on Call of Cthulhu, and it was honestly kind of fascinating. Like, literally, there was a mystery aspect, it was scary, it was creepy, and at every step of the way, it felt like, yeah, this is actually a mechanic that really does do well for videos. I've heard a lot of different things about actually playing it, but at least as far as his summaries of it, they're actually really creepy and fun, but not so terrifying that I would run away screaming because I'm a massive coward. It's a thing. I'm just going to cop to it right now. Yeah, no bravery here. Massive coward. Yeah. But I really like how he portrays them. I'm kind of excited to see where this goes because when you say bound in blood, yes, you do have to ham it up. I'm thinking I have literally no idea where this is going to go except Bloodborne. And since this is Call of Cthulhu... Oh, no, wait. Bloodborne basically was based on Cthulhu. I have no idea where this is going to go, and I can't even say it won't be Bloodborne related, because it is basically Cthulhu. Huh. I was going to make a joke there, then I realized it might actually be accurate. Probably not, but it's not impossible, which is kind of crazy in its own right. So we're just going to jump right in and see where this goes. And by goes, I mean, it's Call of Cthulhu. Madness ahoy. Doo-hoo. This is what you do when you record videos when you're really hyped on coffee. Or as I call it, Monday. You guys know the deal. Link below, original video. Make sure to hit it up. Also, subscribe button. You pressed it already? Oh, great. Because for some reason, it's like 75% of the people watching are not subscribed. But you're here the entire time. So it's like, you know what? Thanks. That's awesome. But for the 25% of you who are subscribed, you're amazing. You should know that. Let's get started. Ooh. The jazz open. Call of Cthulhu. Bound in blood. And that's as close to a sexy lounge singer as my voice ever gets. But goddamn, I love that intro music. It really sets a mood.
1923. It was a gloomy September 23rd when it started. Chicago's a lady that's in turmoil, unruly and violent, riddled.
Oh dear God, Puffin, is that you? I'm sorry, it's like the entire mood was like, yeah, this is like one of those hard-bitten 20s novels about a detective who actually unironically calls himself Dick. I just, and then he actually does it, and then he actually just jumps right into it. He's even doing that thing where the narrator talks to the audience in the really kind of flowy, superfluous tone of voice that says, I'm going to just wax poetic about all the horrible things in life, but in ways that always compare the city to the living, breathing lady that I want to have sex with. And I just love it because as far as mood goes, this literally just hits so many nostalgia levels for me. I'm pretty freaked out in all the awesome ways. This is beautiful. This is literally beautiful.
With crime, the city needs an upstanding man, one who's firm, rigid, one who's not gonna lie down and take it. Chicago's a lady that needs Dick. Dick Tracy, the private investigator. It's been 2 years after the events of the Skeleton Town story.
Okay, so one, it is the same character. Two, remember what I said about the way to describe the city as a woman? Yeah. Called it. Oh, Puffin, you knew exactly what you're doing, and I completely just love and appreciate and approve of it. I was trying to say approve and appreciate at the same time. It doesn't really work out when you're saying two words at the same time. It does not work.
Line. Dick Tracy returns to his investigating work, but always keeping an eye open for anything otherworldly.
Is that supposed to be Amelia Earhart?
It's a tough world when you made a character that's a heavy drinker, and then immediately after character creation, remember there was a Prohibition era, and it's illegal to drink.
Oh.
And then Tracy suddenly had to have an entire subplot narrative on the fly that your private investigator was busting up speakeasies and confiscating the alcohol for himself. That way he had the booze when he needed it for his alcohol addiction. Since the Alaska storyline.
Okay, that's... Oh my God, Puffin, you are really going to town on that backstory there. He's a heavy drinker who busts speakeasies so he can steal their booze. Oh yeah, because it's in the 20s. Oh, this is. I love this. Puffin and Dingo are the ones who inspired me to do all of D&D. So honestly, I'm just really glad to see just that. Also, I may or may not steal that as a subplot for my own character, because that just sounds fun.
His works return to normal until one day
They aren't.
Dick Tracy receives a package in the mail.
A book?
A strange old book written
Ooh.
with weird writing. The package was sent from a Baxter Wilcott in New York City.
Hell of a name.
Tracy doesn't recognize the name and doesn't have any friends out there.
Same
he
here.
goes, Ugh, not this shit again. He takes the book,
Meta
stuffs it
awareness
in the
level
safe,
1.
and forgets about it. Who knows what it could be, but it's probably not some really important plotline information the GM is trying to give you. But no, he's
Light it on fire,
probably
then?
too busy for plot hooks. You're right. You probably have better things to do, Dick Tracy. Let me just throw
he
it
actually-
in the safe. That's fine. There's no problem with that.
If there's one thing I've learned, it's when the DM wants you to do something and they give you a massive big hint, you are probably better off not ignoring it blatantly to their face, actively ignoring the plot hook they're giving you, because that just seems like a great way to inspire drop bears. I knew a DM who decided, hey, you're not doing what I want. Drop bear time. It was done in a comedic campaign, so it was funny, but yeah. Oh, God.
That night, Tracy gets woken up hearing a long scream at
Cats?
the window. He notices 3 long claw marks as something is scratching at the window trying to get in.
Sounds like a normal cat.
He doesn't see anything, but the lights seem to get dim and the hairs on his arm stand up. He knows something's out there.
Oh, they even
The
put the
glass
little
shatters
claw
open,
marks in here.
the
Oh,
wooden
yeah.
frame cracking. Something large enters his room.
What?
Tracy whips out his gun from the nightstand and fires several shots, but it passes cleanly through the air, striking nothing. Panicking,
And maybe killing the
he
person in the
flees,
next building.
opens up the safe, pulls out the book, and races out of the suite. On his way down, a woman is in the hall, looking around and wondering about the gunshots.
Baby got hit?
What was that? Was there a gun? Was someone firing a shot?
Nope, you're
Get back to
imagining
your
things, Bab.
room.
Stop drinking.
Tracy screamed at her.
You can't tell me what to do. Nuh-uh, son. I do what I want.
As he raced past,
I'm sorry, what? Did he just... So let me get this straight. That voice Puffin's using right now is the narrator-only voice. Because when he spoke a character, it was, "Yeah, boy, how you doing? We're gonna have a good time here." Oh, God, I can't even get that high. That voice I just attempted, that literally caused me pain. I know my voice isn't exactly low. I'm no corpse. But, damn, getting that high is actually hard. Wow.
he looked back to see the woman picked up by the invisible creature,
Oh.
which then twisted her body and ripped her like a rag doll,
Well, she's
splitting
dead.
her intestines out onto the ground.
You might want to run. You're now an accomplice to murder.
Tracy raced downstairs to the car.
Try running.
However, he didn't have any ranks in driving. He usually has his butler drive for him. So, he gunned the engine out of the parking lot, down the street,
Oh, no.
plowing through several vendor stalls,
What?
and slamming into the side of a building.
Oh, God.
Dick was arrested and hauled away by the police, who said that they had heard reports of gunshots, a murdered woman, followed by Dick trying to flee the scene.
Yeah.
In
To be
the
fair,
jail, several
no
hours
blood,
later,
and there's blood everywhere, so.
Dick felt the dark presence once again.
Zylan? Zylan? Is that you?
He felt it getting closer.
Are you after the book? Me? Can we make a deal?
You're
As
dead.
he's panicking, the metal bars of a cell groan as they are forcefully pushed aside. The
This
thing
is actually terrifying.
approaches Tracy,
Hilarious, but
picks
terrifying.
him up, and he feels a stabbing pain as the claws rake across his chest. Then, behind him, the glow streaks in from the morning. The grip of the creature slips away, and it's gone. He's alone in his cell.
Huh.
Dude.
Guess the thing hates the sunlight.
Tracy leaves the broken cell.
What is it,
Out
a
in the front
vampire?
offices, he sees 3 dead
vampires
police
in Cthulhu?
officers. Tracy steals his stuff back, calls his butler to pick him up with a car, and the two flee the scene.
Yeah.
Later, on the TV, is Tracy's face.
Police are looking for this person, Richard Tracy, who may be responsible for 4 deaths.
Okay, this might just be a dumb question, but did they have TVs in the 20s? I'll just call it radio and leave it at that.
and escaped from prison this morning.
Wait, Tracy said.
Wait, they didn't have TVs in the 1920s.
Ah!
On the radio, you hear a
Yeah,
news
you
report
saw it on the
plus
radio.
A detailed description of Mr. Tracy.
Yeah.
We cut over to a hangar where Walter, his engineering friend, was working on a plane of a new player. Her name was Jane, and she was a pilot. Walter heard on the radio.
Don't say plane.
Police
don't
are
say
after
plane.
Dick Tracy as a suspicious...
I give in. Oh, so this is Jane and her plane. Really? It's a stupid... The name is a pun based on a dumb saying. Plain Jane? Really? And here's Jane in her plane. This is right up there with the level of making a joke about a Spot book. Like, look at Spot run. Watch Spot run. Spot run well. Ha. I don't, that's just, oh, God. And here's the thing, it's so stupid and simple, I'm assuming a lot of people wouldn't catch that, because it's so dumb. It's not exactly a phrase you hear a lot anymore. I've only heard it from people who are over the age of 40. Oh, myself, so technically myself, but I'm not going to count myself, that's weird. Oh, I'm weird, that's whatever.
On the deaths of 4 people, and his ears perk up.
4?
Tracy, what have you gotten yourself into this time?
Who's the second and the third?
Jane goes,
Oh, cops.
You know him?
yeah, I did a job for him up in Alaska.
As they're talking, Dick Tracy's car blows into the hangar, and he collapses out.
Walter, you gotta help me.
Can't drive.
They tried to persuade the pilot to fly them out of here. Jane's like,
I don't know.
You're kind of
He's a
very-
criminal.
Yeah.
Tracy pulls out a stack of cash to the pilot, who snatches it up.
For the
That is
right
the 20s
price,
for you.
I can take Dick anywhere.
The group decides to fly.
Okay, I need to breathe for a second. It's not funny because of what she said. I could take Dick anywhere. Isn't a stupid line. It's just a dumb, lewd phrase. The thing that makes it hilarious, though, is that it is said in a completely innocent manner, and Puffin just moves through it without putting any emphasis on it. And the sheer lack of emphasis on it being a joke makes it funny. Because this is completely unintentional innuendo, at least in character. There's no way Puffin isn't completely aware of what he just said. And if he's not, I'll be honest, that makes it even funnier. It's like whenever a little kid just looks up at you and goes, "What's yowie?" And if you know the reference, yeah, you know that is one of the best scenes in Lucky Star. I just want to thank Puffin for making this character, because even if this is a horror theme, and honestly it actually is kind of creepy, the name of the character, perfectly in setting for the times, is so much better now. It is just spot on perfect for just dumb, easy, quick toilet humor that is played completely straight, which is the exact same effect of why Leslie Nielsen was so damn hilarious in the movie Airplane, and honestly any role he was in, like the Naked Gun movies. It's just that deadpan, I'm being completely serious while saying completely ridiculous things, humor. And I am honestly incredibly weak to it because it gets me every time. And they just did it perfectly. Oh, God. Just for that joke alone, I'm glad I'm watching this video. Oh, I need to show this to my wife later.
Fly to New York City to try and uncover who this mysterious Baxter Wilcott character is and figure out why did he send the package to him.
And the
The
monster
trail
that
leads them to Baxter Wilcott's law offices, where he practices as a lawyer.
He dead,
but
right?
The area is cordoned off by the police. He's
Oh,
dead. Murdered in his office 2 days before. They start rifling through his office and find that one of his clients was a relative of Tracy, an uncle, Alvin Tracy.
Oh.
Not surprisingly,
Family.
his uncle is also dead. but he died from a heart attack last week.
Oh.
The group go to the coroner's office, faking paperwork to get inside. The lawyer had been viciously mauled as if by some kind of animal. As they're
like a
examining
dog
the
thing?
pieces of him, the eyes on the severed head snap open and look at Tracy.
Nope.
Hello, Tracy.
He goes, "Ah!" Tracy drops the severed head, which rolls away on the ground.
What's wrong with that reaction? Your uncle, he didn't tell you about me.
What?
Such a shame, because he and I, we go a long way back. What do you...
Okay, as far as what the hell moments go, I'm not so much talking about the entire speaking decapitated head. I'm more wondering why he's picking up a speaking decapitated head by the bloody stump to start with. Before he knew it was actually a thing, he was just picking it up as like, hey, it's bleeding all over me. I want to look at it. That's actually makes perfect sense because he went through the previous campaign and his sanity's already kind of questionable at best. So actually, never mind. This makes perfect sense. Yeah. It's very in character for someone who's already going crazy.
You want from me? To me, I want to rip your insides out. I want to see you die before me.
The severed head opened up his mouth and a horde of spiders clawed their way out,
fuck?
spreading out towards them.
Who are you? They shout at the headless corpse.
The coroner enters, shocked to see Walter and Dick yelling at the corpse. They're kicked out of the facility. On the way out, the group took his
illusion.
uncle's personal effects and left. Inside, they found a set of bracelets and a recording. After a small debate about whether or not they had tapes back then, they didn't. We actually found out they were invented sometimes in the 1940s or 50s.
Oh,
I can't remember.
really?
Anyway, they get a recording from Alvin Tracy.
To be fair, they did have recordings, but they were more like gramophone recordings. Very big. Like, just think of a record, but way more questionable quality. And honestly, I think pretty expensive at that time. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they did have them, but they're not impossible, but if they just found one lying around, that would be odd in its own right. Not impossible, though.
Send Dick to listen to the recording by himself, away from everyone else.
So a private dick.
On the recording, his uncle, Alvin Tracy, sounded weak and feeble. He clearly had made this recording when he was very sick.
Heart attack,
Richard,
yeah.
This is your uncle speaking. If you're listening to this, then I'm already passed on.
In the future.
There is a chance that there's something after you, the one we call the stranger. It has all started back when I was in the university. I
Oh?
got myself involved with a society. Several of the members had claimed that they had gotten real magic books, spells even. Initially, I had my doubts, but I noticed after they would try to cast their supposed magic, strange things would happen. Were they really able to manipulate the world? Or was this merely what psychologists were describing as confirmation bias? Things that were just too coincidental. And on the other hand, the human mind is all too easy to explain away things that it cannot understand. The society eventually decided that they wanted to perform a ritual, a powerful one that was said to have opened up a portal to the beyond.
Yeah. Well, we know where the stranger came from. And more importantly, why is it that secret societies are always like, I'm going to open a portal to the beyond, and it'll definitely work out all right? I mean, there's no way in any way, shape, or form that literally all of history about portals, every single story about them is followed by, and then everyone died and it went to hell. Sometimes literally. It's just a thing with portals. They're always kind of, I was going to say plot device, but honestly, and this is not even just, modern writing. Literally, if you go to any type of portal in, say, Greek mythology, it's usually a portal to hell followed by, okay, now we have to go down there because shit got real and we got to go take a literal trip to hell. Portals usually don't go well. Oh, God. And of course, they're probably already insane because magic and Cthulhu. So yeah, that actually would make sense to them. It's not even that I'm saying that this is not making sense. It's that weird Cthulhu sense where it's stupid. Anyone in their right mind wouldn't do it, but they're already kind of engaged. So their right mind is so far gone that they're very susceptible to stupid. It honestly makes things a lot easier to roleplay as far as I'm concerned. Just really neat to think about that. Just, yeah, found that interesting.
I was skeptical, but curious as well, so I went with them. we traveled out to an abandoned house far from the school, where no one could hear us chanting. Out here,
Chanting?
in
Chanting.
the middle of nowhere,
Chanting.
we performed the ritual. For hours, it seemed like nothing was happening. It was terribly tiring and boring work. Many thought it was nothing but a waste of time. Oh, how
And
I
then the
wish
first
it
body
was.
started, right?
However, after the ritual came to its end, the smoke from the candle swirled and filled the room. I'm sorry. It is difficult for me to recollect this part. Well, my mind is slipping from me, and I cannot remember much of anything anymore. To this day, I still remember that chill. It was like opening a doorway from a warm house into the winter night sky. But what was strange was the sounds, the whispers, the cries echoing through the nothingness.
And you
Many
open a portal.
skeptics there thought it was some kind of prank or something. But I knew different. It was growling, angry, and hungry. And those
What happened to the others?
eyes, I could feel them. I could feel the universe looking back at me. I noticed something slipped into our room. The group began to panic, crying out, screaming. Having studied the verses of magic myself, I used the blood and performed a ritual which bound the creature to this location, trapping it. The group fled from that
Quick
house.
thinking, nice.
In the days that followed, we would hardly ever talk about it. The incident
like a
was
mistake
brought up. It was referenced as some kind of a practical joke, a hazing ritual, where the seniors had tried to scare the juniors, and I did not see the need to fix their ignorance. Those of us burdened with the accursed understanding knew otherwise.
What exactly was it?
Days passed, then weeks. The leaves changed from fall to winter to spring,
Beautiful description there.
until 26 years after that day, I found myself waking up at night with a nervous sweat,
26
saying
years?
strange things in my sleep. My wife asked me to go see a psychologist.
Now, this might just sound odd, but I don't actually remember when psychology became a thing. I know it was around this time period, but I thought it was later in the 19th century that psychology, or I guess the 20th century, where it became more of a thing. Did they have psychologists back in the 20s? This is one of the things where, like, the 20s feel super recent because you have a lot of things that are in modern times, but they're just older. But there's also a lot of things that aren't there, and I don't actually know if they had psychologists back then. I kind of need to go figure that out. It's going to bug me. It's going to bug me a lot. Also, things like this, though, all the little bits of mystery, like, oh, yes, 26 years to the day. It's like, okay, is 26 an important number for something? Is there something there? This is the kind of random, just detail that is going to engross me for no reason other than it's like, I want to go look this up. And I know as soon as I do, it'll be like being on a TV Tropes binge, and I'm just going to look at everything SCP related, or in this case, Call of Cthulhu or Cthulhu based, and it's like, I want to know. This is so freaking cool. It's me bait. Just like random details that seem mysterious that are being worked into the plot to grab your attention. Well, they're grabbing mine, damn it. Also, now that I really look at it, these like speckled eyes are actually really creepy when he did them that way. Not even just the yellow stripe, but just the eye itself. That's really creepy. I love the effect.
After years of refusal, I reluctantly went and told the psychologist my secret. She reassured me that it was all in my head.
Well,
that I'm
yes, but
misremembering
in your
the
case, we'll
details,
also
and
try and kill you in your
I
head.
believed her. My psychologist had recommended that I go back to the house where we summoned the stranger. If I go there, she said, it would help me move past this.
Well, passed on, maybe. It looks like
So-
it did eventually.
I did just that.
Yeah.
As I walked up the lane towards the front door,
She
I
did.
feel like I'm being watched. And I notice a shadow in the window of some kind of thing that I can scarcely find the words to describe.
Shadow?
I just knew it was the stranger. I heard the growling coming from it. The stranger was angry. It was so angry at me. In my panic, I fled from the place, looking over my shoulder. But It did not pursue.
Oh?
It was still bound to that accursed house.
How is it following you now?
I have returned back home. Decades have passed since then, and I've become an old man now. Sometimes I try to lie to myself, saying over and over that I saw nothing, but I know otherwise.
Yeah, I think I unfortunately understand exactly what happened. It was bound, and then he died, and it might not be anymore. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes too much sense. What happened to the psychologist piece? Didn't she go with him? Or maybe it was just him. Whatever.
My wife thinks I've gone mad.
Probably.
But I know better. I thought that maybe I should go back to that place, finish the ritual,
Why?
and send the stranger back from whence it came.
Can you survive long enough to do that?
My mind is weak, and I am scared. I just don't have the courage to go
Also,
back
you probably
there
die by
and
hit.
confront the stranger. Having studied the verses of magic myself, I know that when the last of us from the society dies, it will no longer be bound by this blood pact of ours.
Called it.
And the thing will escape, and from my own fear, and my guilt, and my shame, will die with me. Richard, I'm having a lawyer send a book. It details the outer ones, and the things that we know about them.
Yeah.
You'll also find in the boxes several bracelets. A hex has been placed on them, so that the stranger cannot touch you. There is a ritual. It must be performed over 2 hours at the location where he was summoned.
See this? You know how I said, probably should pay attention to that plot hook, otherwise the DM is going to make you pay for it. This right now, this is the DM explicitly pointing out to Puffin. Yeah, no, you're going to pay for it now. Have fun. Yeah, no, that's exactly what's happening.
I know what I must do, but I am too old, and my heart cannot take it. Many nights I am plagued with doubt, wondering if some unfortunate soul happened upon that place, what would be their fate? It has been since I was a child that I could look out onto the street with the lights coming from the windows, seeing the shadows moving, without wondering if they are coming for me. I constantly panic that this will be the night I go to sleep and don't wake up from it. Sometimes I wonder if it would maybe have been better had I died to the stranger, so that I would not lay awake at night, riddled with the guilt of what we did and filled with doubt. Unfortunately, my nephew, you must fix what I have failed. I am deeply sorry for what I have done to you, and am too much a coward to
What
tell
is
you
it going
while
after
I'm
him anyways,
alive.
other than just getting the book?
But I hope that
Blood
you
tie?
can come
Maybe.
to understand.
The recording came to an end. Dick Tracy comes out from the back room.
God damn it. Fuck. Damn it. That piece of fucking shit.
Yeah, that's the
He
appropriate
slams
reaction.
open the door, comes out to talk with us. My son of a bitch uncle, that piece of shit, fucked us all over by
Yeah.
opening a stupid portal to the stupid outer realms.
Yep.
He tells the story of how this creature, the stranger, is out to get him as revenge for something that his uncle did. Jane listens intently to the story. Oh, so you're saying that the stranger is thirsty for his blood after his blood of vengeance? Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
I guess it seems like sounds like he's after my friend over here. Yes, that is exactly what I spent the last hour explaining to you.
Yep.
So it's good that you got it.
Oh no, Puffin, don't do it. Don't, please don't do what I think you're about to do. Don't make a joke about how it's thirsty for dick. It's too low bar. I'll laugh my ass off too. But oh god, no.
Well, I guess you could say it sounds like this monster's thirsty for my dick.
Boo!
Knew it. Called
The
it.
party boards a plane. And
Not
the group
laughing.
flies out to Alabama. They get a car and drive into a small town. The players go into a gas station asking, "Hey,
Thirsty
we're
for
looking
my
for
dick."
a house. I don't know if you
Thank
guys
you,
have seen
Roshi.
it." And they describe it. The attendant goes. He points away. "You best turn around here.
Oh,
And
God.
be heading out. And don't you be coming back." "Wait, no, we get it, but we're here to help." People hear things coming from that place. It's dangerous.
Have you tried
And
fire?
There's trouble there if you're going.
Big fire.
Please,
Lots of
but
fire.
really, we want to stop it.
The store owner reluctantly agrees.
It's the Carvald place. There's a sign out in front of it. Above the rows of corn peeks the roof of the house.
What were they doing
Up
in
a
college
long
this far out in the
lane
middle of
sits
nowhere?
an old, decayed, decrepit, 2-story farmhouse with a barn out back. Out here, it's hauntingly quiet.
Hope they have
as
enough
if the
bracelets.
birds and the animals know to stay away. The sun goes down. They prepare for the ritual, which should start at 10 p.m. and last till midnight.
Oh.
They put down some blood and form a circle with lit candles all around. As the ritual begins, they start chanting. 30 minutes pass. 30 minutes pass. Nothing happens. Then the house creaks and groans as the thing moves it back and forth, making noises from the house and trying to distract them. They hear a rustling as the thing bounds out of the house, into the corn rows, and out into the fields.
And now they're going full on signs on
Outside,
us.
they hear,
Help! Help! Help!
Tracy sighs.
He dead.
I'll go get them. You guys don't stop no matter what. I'm gonna bring them back in.
No, bad idea.
With his flashlight
You
and
ignore it,
gun
they're
out,
dead.
Tracy weaves his way through the corn, listening. Through the brush, he hears someone loudly going,
Please, please, someone help me.
It can speak.
Tracy gets to an open patch of field. On the ground is a bleeding man. He is face down.
Oh, thank you for saving
He's
me.
dead and the voice is just
Tracy
doing it right.
shakes him.
Come on, we have to go. There's something nearby.
Tracy flips him over. On the other side, he sees that half the man's face is ripped off.
Yeah.
The jaw is barely hanging off, which shouldn't be able to produce words.
It ain't.
In the center of the man's chest is a gaping hole where his heart should be. This man was clearly dead.
Oh, yeah.
The body says,
My hero.
It's like you've seen a
the
talking
thing
corpse
is
before.
just using the corpse as a meat puppet.
Yeah.
It lurches forward, trying to grab at him, but Tracy dodges out of the way. Tracy runs through the corn rows. On his heel was the animated corpse. He sprints back to the house,
Have you tried
slamming the
shooting
door
it?
after him and leaning up on it.
In the neck.
They hear a voice. No, not you, not now.
Oh.
Acid begins dripping from the ceiling.
Oh.
The players have to move around to avoid it. Then, finally, once the ritual is nearing its end,
Oh.
the smoke coalesces into a swirling cloud. From outside, the monster was drawn into the swirling vortex, trapped in the circle.
Wait. So the monster was actually outside still? Then what was doing the bleeding acid in the house? Was there more than one? Oh, that's creepy.
A portal opens. The stranger devolves into a mass of mouths and was sucked out into space.
Oh,
From
God, the
beyond, They
face.
could hear the writhing, screaming nothingness.
And she's just like, oh
For
no,
a
so
brief
scary.
moment, they could see into the darkness, and the darkness.
And Dick is just like,
could
"Yep,
look back
this sucks."
into them. The portal closed, the flames went out, and the place was silent.
So who wants to get drunk?
In the aftermath of that incident, after a lengthy investigation, Tracy was fined, but ultimately let go. The family he had helped in Alaska was wealthy and were able to get him off with a family lawyer. A
Damn.
forensics investigation had uncovered that the police officers had been killed by claw and bite marks of an animal of some kind. Did they have forensics in the 1920s? Whatever. Anyway,
I mean,
it proved that there was no way Tracy
yes,
could have done
technically.
that. But how any wild animal got to them in the middle of Chicago was anyone's guess.
Plus, they look very different type
After
of
that,
wound.
the players made jokes about anxiously waiting for their other relatives to get back them. Nephews, aunts, grandparents. Wow, what a coincidence. All of them made dealings with dark powers. Now, like maybe in the future, they're just not going to go to as many family get-togethers, Christmas and stuff. Just kind of disown.
Honestly, at this point, they should be like, okay, so you can come to dinner, but, yeah. Have you ever maybe made a demonic deal before? I don't know, maybe talk to Cthulhu. Has it ever tried to murder people in the family and they'll kill us now if you don't do the right thing? Because if so, just sign on the dotted line right here. We're just going to invite you on the number 1 column of people we need to fix, as opposed to the number 2 column of people who haven't yet screwed up. There's no number 3 column for people who haven't. It's just one or the other. I mean, that's just normal Thanksgiving dinner. No, actually, you know what? There's probably some places where that would be the normal Thanksgiving dinner. It's kind of creepy that way, actually.
the rest of their family so that way this kind of thing doesn't happen again. The group was pretty adamant that when they had kids, it would be forbidden for any of them to study history, ancient runes, anthropology, different cultures, or any of that creepy shit. Why couldn't they be like normal kids, doing drugs, dropping out of school? Although the irony was, we joked that
I just want to point out, if you want to tell a kid not to do something and then expect them not to do it, you're an idiot. Seriously, just tell them, yeah, don't do drugs. Don't drop out of school. It's bad for you. Don't do all this stuff. And just don't mention the entire runes or evil magic or anything that might destroy your sanity. Don't mention it, because if you mention it and tell them not to, they will do it, which is probably exactly how their entire family got fucked up. There was one person who's like, I did this, kids, and you should never do it. Do not experience my fear. And then, of course, like, ooh, what was he talking about? Let's go find out. And thus the family is all a giant pile of what the fuck. Honestly, that is literally how psychology actually works. It's a little fucked up when you think about it that way. Yeah.
it might backfire as they'd go, you can't make me, I'm going to study history whether you want me to or not.
Yeah!
And then they would be the ones that finally summoned Cthulhu.
Yup. And that's why when they jump to the 50s, it will probably be Dick Tracy's kid. I'm not going to make a joke about that. I'm just not. For as creepy as this entire series Puffin is doing is, and for as honestly really terrifying as it can get at moments with the out-of-this-world aspects and the Cthulhu-esque, or literally Cthulhu-ish. I was going to say aspects, but no, it's not really an aspect. It's full-on Cthulhu at this point. I'm surprised how much humor was in here, and how much of it was just because his name is Dick Tracy, and the pilot was going, you know what? I'm going to have fun with this. It's going to be exactly what you think, every step of the way. Oh, God. It's like the thirsty for my dick one. That was just like, yeah, no, you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. I expressly called it out. The one about, I can take dick anywhere, though, the pilot's line there, it just came out of nowhere. It was not something I was expecting, and I loved it for that reason. See, that's just two different ways you can handle humor. One is the setup, so that everybody knows it's coming. And it's funny in the way a really expressly bad pun is funny. It's not so much that you enjoy it itself, it's that you're just getting that little nostalgic group of, oh God, really? Again? Without the near exasperation of, oh God, really? Again? It's a fine line. It's a very rarefied taste. I have a horrible sense of humor, so I really enjoy it. But not everyone does. As opposed to the straight line that's incredibly bad, but said so seriously without any inflection of, hey, this is a joke, that it becomes funny in its own right due to the sheer surprise double meaning that you get from it. That is, honestly, I think, a better and higher form of comedy, and it was pulled off perfectly. But I do like how Puffin used both forms of the joke to show that the first one might have been intentional, but it was just played off way better. So it actually kind of enhances the second joke, just because you can see they're thinking it through. But it does a lot more for the first joke to show that, yes, they thought it through, but they just delivered it better. This is something I love about humor. There's so many different ways to handle it, and it's very subjective, but there's different ways you can look at, okay, here's how you structure the joke, and there are the two different structures of it right there. Overall, though, wasn't expecting this much humor, even if it was only a handful of jokes, in a Call of Cthulhu replay that Puffin did. Puffin doing it makes me expect jokes. Call of Cthulhu, not so much. The fact that they pulled back the Alaskan family to actually be really useful and plot relevant at the end to explain why they can use the character Ken. Okay, that was actually a little surprising. Works, though. I always like little shout-outs to previous events. Just makes it more of a living world, in my opinion. It's fun to watch. So if you haven't already, there is a link below to the original video. Make sure to watch it. You clicked it already? You watch it? Oh, great. Because why wouldn't you? It's pretty damn awesome. Just go do that. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to Puffin as well, because it's Puffin Force. He's awesome. And if you can, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe here too. If you're still watching at this point, honestly, at this point, you might as just go do it. Yeah, you did? Oh, great, because that'd be weird if you didn't at this point. Good for you. I don't know why I'm finger gunning so much today. It's a little weird. I'm actually not sure why I'm doing that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.